Check your doorsteps and mailboxes. Fen has just delivered the first issue of the Weekly Leek, your new favorite newspaper, which will give us a peek behind the curtain at Fen Research every Friday. So get comfy, grab your drink of choice, and let me walk you through it. This issue of the Weekly Leek is divided into 4 sections, one for each of Fen's internal teams. Each section goes over what that team has been working on. It's kinda like they're giving us a weekly stand-up meeting. Then, Fen goes on to share 2 different progress infographics with us, which you will definitely want to see. Oh, and as the cover says, the leak of the week is Valent. Alright, first up is the technical team, consisting of Andrew, James, and Ian. Andrew has been preparing for 5 new team members to onboard at Fen. It looks like the hiring process has come to an end and has paid off. Hopefully, we get lots of new content coming from the staff increase ASAP. James, on the other hand, has had 4 different things on his plate recently. He has been continuing ensuring that Fen Research is in compliance with the UK Online Safety Act, which, as a UK-based business, is something they're required to do by law. Without OSA compliance, there is no Fen Research and no Brighter Shores, so this is highly important. James has also launched this week's game update, which focused on improving personalized striping. On top of this, he's also had his hands full with handling all of our bug reports. In case you didn't know yet, by the way, if you discover a bug, you can report it by sending an email to bugs@fenresearch.com. Finally, James has been preparing this very issue of the Weekly Leek. Ian, the final member on the technical team, has been hard at work fixing bugs and improving the map design tool. I personally think the Brighter Shores maps are gorgeous, and I cannot wait to see what these improvements lead to. Ian has also been doing a lot of the technical coding for a new 4-star and 6-star quest in Hopeport. This is extremely exciting news, as this is the first time we're hearing about the difficulty ratings for new quests. 4-star should be right in between the usual difficulty tiers we've had for side quests per episode so far. So think in between Mounteban's Legacy and the Lost and Found, likely with profession requirements around the level 50 mark. 6 stars is a new rating though, as currently quests only go up to 5 stars. Could this mean we're going to be seeing a quest in Hopeport with requirements at or above level 100? We'll have to wait and see. Next up is the content team, consisting of Paul and Samuel. Paul has been doing the story coding for the 6-star Hopeport quest, and this is listed as being post-graphics work. I've asked Samuel for clarification on this, and he explained that post-graphics means that the graphical assets for the quest are fully in place and that they have been animated. Paul has also been working on story coding for a 6-star Mine of Mantaban quest, so it looks like episode 3 is also getting a new high-level quest. This quest seems to still be in the pre-graphics phase though, so it should be a while longer in the oven until it's ready. Samuel has been doing story coding work as well on a 2-star Hope Forest quest, which is also in the pre-graphics phase. He has also been busy with us, the community, who are naturally constantly pestering him and replying to our support requests and customer complaints. Perhaps more excitingly though, he has also been planning out the first raid for the game. Not only does this hard confirm that we are getting raids, which we kind of already knew, but it also confirms that there are plans to add several to the game. The phase this first raid is currently in is described as exploring the theme, rewards, and mechanics that will be involved. Finally, Samuel has also been linking up with Andrew by preparing the workstations for the 5 new hires to start their work on. Thirdly, there's the graphics team, which consists of Greg and Nick. Greg has been working on designing the map for the 6-star Hopeport quest, which means that Hopeport is likely getting 1 or more new rooms. The cover for this issue of the Weekly Leek shows an area that looks like a dock and a storehouse on a beach. It's likely one of the Hopeport quests has a pirate setting, and Hopeport will be expanded along the beach at the pirate hideout. Greg has also been working on the map design for Stonemaw Hill. This is the first time we've actually had hard confirmation that episode 5 is in fact being developed beyond the concept stage, and that work on it is progressing. Finally, it's listed that Nick is working on graphics for the 6-star Hopeport quest. The amount of times this quest is mentioned makes me think that this quest is the current next in line piece of content to be finished, alongside the 4-star Hopeport quest. The final team is the audio team, which appears to be a one-man team with it consisting solely of Joe. Poor Joe, I hope he isn't shut in a basement and working completely alone. Anyway, Joe has been hard at work creating encounter variants for the global music tracks. This is described as being combat variants of the regular music tracks and should make combat a little more interesting, as it's not always the same combat music that we'll be playing once these are in the game. In order to make it easy to summarize everything, Fen has given us 2 handy infographics, which they say will be updating with every new issue of the Weekly Leek. The first infographic shows the progress on all 4 brand new side quests we will be getting. It looks like the 4-star Hopeport quest just needs a little more technical coding and polishing before it's ready for release. The other 3 quests are a little further off though, with them being in much earlier stages still. The stories have been written for all 4 though. The second infographic is highly interesting as it shows the progress they have been making in developing Stonemaw Hill. From this infographic we can tell a few things, namely, the UI theme for episode 5 is fully completed. The map and all 3 quests are fully designed and are being created. None of the episode 5 professions, other than combat, are anywhere beyond the design stage, outside of a few graphical assets. The music has been fully created, but has not yet been finalized. I find it interesting that combat is being listed as being worked on under Stonemaw Hill, rather than Phase 2 for the combat rework. Does this mean that episode 5 will have unique combat mechanics? Maybe. Either way, all of this points to episode 5 still being a long way off, as we expected, but it's extremely refreshing to see what Fen has been working on, and it definitely boosts my confidence in Fen working extremely hard at getting content out to us as soon as possible. One more thing that wasn't in the Weekly Leek, which Samuel has shared in his most recent Fen Friday stream, is that trading is no longer the priority and that work on it has been paused. Fen is focusing on increasing the player count through new content releases, with which they aim to bring players back to the game. The idea is then that trading will be released next once there are actually items which can stimulate an actual economy, rather than just, and I quote, number go up resources. The logic here also being that trading as a standalone would not bring back players to the game in their opinion. Samuel was referring to unique equipment with special attacks as being items which would be worth trading. That's everything in the first issue of the Weekly Leek. From now on, you can count on me producing video editions for them as soon as they're out. I'm personally very happy to see these being released weekly, and it's very refreshing to see a development team actually communicate this clearly and in such a stand-up meeting-esque way. That said, if you have any questions, or want to discuss this issue of the Weekly Leek and all things Brighter Shores with me and a community of over 250 members, make sure you join my clan, the Blades of Adothria. The link to our Discord server is in the description. If you want to read the Weekly Leek for yourself, I have included a direct link in the description for that as well. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a like. If you want to be notified whenever I upload a video, also make sure to subscribe to the channel and to hit the bell icon. That way, you'll never miss one of my uploads. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in Adothria. Bye!